Greetings to all respected delegates, researchers, scholars, and organizing committee members. It is truly an honor to be part of the 15th International Conference on Interdisciplinary Research for Sustainable Development IRSD 2025. I thank Green ThinkerZ, the International Institute of Organized Research, and Jamia Hamdard for organizing this impactful conference that brings together ideas, solutions, and people from around the globe committed to the cause of sustainability. This theme focuses on critical areas aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals such as sustainable cities and communities, affordable and clean energy, quality education, gender equality, climate action, responsible consumption, innovation and infrastructure, good health and well-being, and today's special focus is on reduced inequalities. These are not isolated themes, they are tightly interconnected. If we fail to address inequality, progress in other areas remains fragile or unfairly distributed. My themes again focus on reduced inequalities, that is comes under SDG 10. The goal 10 is again reduced inequality, aims to bridge disparities within and among countries. It is not just about income equality but also about disparities in access to health, education and justice, gaps in digital inclusion, discrimination based on gender, race, disability, ethnicity and or nationality, lack of representation in decision making platforms. Achieving equality is essential for peace, justice and inclusive growth. I want to again give lights on real-time scenario, the digital divide in education. Now, I want to take from my country, India. Let's take a real-time example from India during the COVID-19 pandemic. While urban schools switched to online classes via Zoom or Google Meet, millions of people in rural India have no access to smartphones or the internet. Many of them fell behind or dropped out entirely. Girls in remote areas were disproportionately affected. Some were they forced into early marriage or domestic labor. This again situation turned the digital divide into a learning divide. It showed the inequality today can be as much about technology access as it is about income. A real-time scenario, I want to give another again example, migrant workers and labor inequality. Another stock example is the migrant labor crisis. During COVID-19 lockdown, millions of daily waged laborers across countries like India, Nepal and Bangladesh walked hundreds of kilometers to return to their native villages, often without food or wages. Migrant workers abroad, especially in the Gulf countries, continue to face poor living conditions, wage theft and also a lack of legal protection. These events reflect how inequalities operate across borders and classes, often hidden until a crisis exposes them. And I want to give some global snapshots on inequality in numbers. Here is the snapshot of inequality across the globe. The richest 1% of the globe population owns nearly half of the world's wealth. Women are paid 20% less than men for the same work globally. Persons with disabilities are twice are likely to be unemployed. Over 2.7 billion people remains offline, affecting access to essential services. These are not just statistics, they represent the real persistent gap we must again close. Also, I want to again focus on the 5 important areas where the strategies to reduce inequalities play an important role. We can reduce inequalities through these again 5 important strategic pillars. One is again inclusive economic growth, fair tax policies, living wages, and equal job opportunities. Also, the second one is universal access to basic services, healthcare, education, and digital access must be public again priorities. Empowering the marginalized, that is another important thing. We can provide scholarships for tribal students, skill training for rural youth, and also entrepreneurship support for women. The fourth important strategic thing is again safe migration policies. We must again incorporate legal aid, fair contracts, and international agreements to protect migrants. The fifth and most important thing is again inclusive decision making, representation of all communities in parliaments, local councils, and development boards. I want to give again some positive real-time examples. We can take Rwanda's progress in equality. Let me share a success story from Rwanda. After the genocide in 1994, Rwanda placed gender equality and inclusion at the heart of its rebuilding. Today, over 60% of its parliamentary peoples are women, the highest in the world. Women-led cooperatives have again transformed agriculture, family income, and also education levels. This particular issue or the development demonstrates how intentional policy backed by political will can transform inequality in opportunity. Also, I want to mention a few again acknowledgement for the challenges. The first one, deep-rooted social prejudices and resistance to change, the limited funding and infrastructure in underdeveloped again regions, climate inequality where poor nations suffer more despite contributing the least to emissions, misinformation and digital exclusion which fuel division rather than progress. Overcoming these requires not only again the normal strategy, also global partnership, local leadership, and also community participation. I want to again give some final recommendations and also way forward. Here are some recommendations for corrective action. Invest in public digital infrastructure like India's Aadhaar or UPI system for inclusive access, promote open education resources and online skilling in native languages, that's also more important. Then strengthen local governance and participatory budgeting to involve citizens in decision making, use AI and data analytics responsibly to identify gaps and reach vulnerable communities faster, foster global academic and industrial collaboration to scale up innovation that address inequality. The final my conclusion, a sad responsibility that is more important. Reducing inequality is not just about charity, it is about justice. It is not just a government responsibility, it's our collective mission. This conference, IRSD 2025, is a beacon of interdisciplinary collaboration, showing that sustainable development is also possible when no one is left behind. Let's work together to build a future where every child can learn, every worker can earn, and every human being is treated with dignity and fairness. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.